Greetings, viewers. I'm not going to do the usual introduction because this isn't going to be a usual video. It's going to be pretty sad. Yesterday, something happened that sent shockwaves around the world. Yet, people turned a blind eye. Yesterday in Syria, Aleppo, that city that's been under siege for so many years, fell to the regime and all the people who were like tweeting from there and doing aid work there and so forth just said their final goodbyes on Twitter last night. It's really sad. So when Aleppo fell, a lot of the women in the city were asking their husbands to kill them before Assad and his gangs of militias went in to rape them or kill them, or both. This is really, really sad. The whole world cried after the terror attacks of 9/11 and 11/13, but they just turned a blind eye to actual genocide happening in Aleppo, and it's just a really awful situation to be in. Nobody should ever have to go through that. Like, nobody should have to kill their spouses to avoid them getting raped by a regime that is responsible for 95% of the casualties in the Syrian war. And that brings me to another point. A lot of people in the West, especially in the United States where I live, are obsessed with the terrorist group ISIS to the point where the regime that sort of helped fuel its rise has been completely ignored and forgotten. It's just very sad. I'm going to say it once, I'm going to say it again, I'm going to keep on saying it. This is a very sad situation. The whole world pretty much didn't care. It's just like Srebrenica in the Bosnia in the 90s and the Holocaust. People didn't care until it was too late. I hope to God that nobody ever has to deal with that again. I know every time this happens, people say never again, never again, never again, but it just happens again. It's just, I don't know what to think of humanity anymore. And to those of you who are still obsessing over ISIS, I have some news for you. You're more likely to be killed in a car accident, alcohol poisoning, cigarettes, obesity-related illnesses. Even swimming pools are more likely to kill you than radical Islamic terrorism. At least in the West, that is. So this whole obsession with ISIS, yes, they are a big threat to the world. Yes, they are an evil organization. But the fact of the matter is, it just seems like the U.S. obsession with the group is more rooted in bigotry than actual assessment of risk. Like, 300,000 people die every year from obesity-related illnesses, 500,000 from, like, lung cancer, 80,000 from alcohol poisoning. Meanwhile, since September 11th, 94 people have died from radical Islamic terrorism. So, just putting it out there for you. And anyways, back to Aleppo. The whole situation is just god-awful, and the UN apparently didn't help when they should have, and And like I said before, the obsession with ISIS has caused the West to turn away from the Syrian regime. It's just a really, really bad situation. I've said it, I'm just going to keep on saying it. Which brings me to another thing. I've actually read the entire Quran cover to cover back when I was in high school, around, let's see, 2012 to 2013, and I have come to the conclusion that ISIS, along with Al-Qaeda and the Taliban, and all their affiliates, are a fringe movement that represents 0.003% of the total Muslim population. I have several friends that are Muslim, and they've confirmed this over and over. One of which is used to be a Harvard religion professor, and I'm gonna say it once, I'm gonna say it again, I'm gonna say it a third time, I'm just gonna keep on saying it. Please get over this obsession with radical Islamic terrorism. Look where it's got us. The U.S. has elected Trump. Britain has exited the European Union based on like a campaign of racism and bigotry, and I don't have much else to say. That's it. Peace.